Nokia mobile phone with a red, white and blue faceplate. The red room contains a bed upon which are white satin-style sheets and an oxblood bedspread. At the foot of the bed is a small wooden table upon which is a small stone statue of a woman with enormous hips and a candle holder. The woman hands the man a small red candle.
Here,
she says.
Light it.
Me?
Yes.
She says.
If you want to have it.
I should have just got you to suck me off in the car.
Perhaps.
She says.
Don't you want me?
Her hand runs up her body from thigh to breast. A gesture of presentation as if she were demonstrating a new product. Red silk scarves over the lamp in the corner of the room make the light red. The man looks at her hungrily. Then he takes the candle from her and pushes it into the candle holder.
You got a light?
She passes him a book of matches. He tears off a match, lights the wick. It flickers and then burns with a steady flame, which gives the illusion of motion to the faceless statue beside it, all hips and breasts.
Put the money beneath the statue.
$50.
Yes.
Yeah. When I saw you first on Sunset, I almost thought you were a man.
But I have these.
She says, unknotting the yellow blouse, freeing her breasts.
Hey, so do a lot of guys these days.
She stretches and smiles.
Yes.
She says.
Now come love me.
He unbuttons his blue jeans and removes his olive t-shirt. She massages. It's a reading pack. He really loves his
No. This looks like Walter Matthau's face. It's not good.
She massages his white shoulders with her brown fingers. Then she turns him over and begins to make love to him with her hands and her fingers and her tongue. It seems to him that the lights in the red room have been dimmed, and the sole illumination comes from the candle, which burns with a bright flame.
What's your name?
He asks her.
Bilquist.
She tells him, raising her head.
With a Q.
What?
Never mind.
He's gasping now.
Let me fuck you.
He says.
I have to fuck you.
Okay, honey.
She says.
We'll do it, but will you do something for me while you're doing
Hey,
He says, suddenly tetchy.
I'm paying you, you know.
She straddles him in one smooth movement, whispering,
it? I know, honey, I know. You're paying me. And I mean, look at you. I should be paying you. I'm so lucky.
He purses his lips, trying to show that her hooker talk is having no effect on him. He can't be taken, that she's a street whore, for Christ's sakes. Well, he's practically a producer, and he knows all about last-minute rip-offs. But she doesn't ask for money. Instead, she says,
Honey, while you're giving it to me, while you're pushing that big, hard thing inside of me, will you worship me?
Will I what?
She's rocking back and forth on him. The engorged head of his penis is being rubbed against the wet lips of her vulva.
Will you call me goddess? Will you pray to me? Will you worship me with your body?
He smiles. Is that what she wants?
Sure.
He says, we've all got our kinks at the end of the day. She reaches her hand between her legs and slips him inside her.
Is that good? Is it, goddess?
He asks, gasping.
Worship me, honey.
Says Bilquist the hooker.
Yes.
He says,
I worship your breasts and your eyes and your... I worship your thighs and your eyes and your cherry red lips.
Yes.
She croons, riding him like a storm-tossed boat rides the waves.
I worship your nipples, from which the milk of life flows. Your kiss is honey, and your touch scorches like fire, and I worship it.
His words are becoming more rhythmic now, keeping pace with the thrust and roll of their bodies.
Bring me your lust in the morning, and bring me relief and your blessing in the evening. Let me walk in the dark places unharmed, and let me come to you once more and sing beside you and make love with you again. I worship you with everything that is within me, and everything inside my mind, with everywhere I've been, and my dreams, and my...
He breaks off, panting for breath.
What are you doing? That feels amazing, so amazing!
And he looks down at his hips, at the place where the two of them can join, but her forefinger touches his chin and pushes his head back, so he's looking only at her face and at the ceiling once again.
Keep talking, honey.
She says,
Don't stop. Doesn't it feel good?
It feels better than anything I've ever felt.
he tells her, as he says it.
Your eyes are stars burning in the firmament, and your hips are gentle wings that lick the sand, and I worship them.
And now he's thrusting deeper and deeper inside, and it feels electric, as if his whole body has become sexually charged, priapic, engorged, blissful.
Bring me your gift.
He mutters, no longer knowing what he's saying.
Your one true gift, and make me always so I pray.
And then the pleasure crests into orgasm, blasting his mind into void. His head, himself, an entire beingness, a perfect blank, as he thrusts deeper into her and deeper still. Eyes closing, spasming, he luxuriates in the moment, and then he feels a lurch. And it seems to him that he's hanging, head down, although the pleasure continues. He opens his eyes. He thinks, grasping for thought and reason again of birth, and wonders without fear in a moment of perfect post-coital clarity, whether what he sees is some kind of illusion. This is what he sees. He is inside her to the chest. And as he stares at this, in disbelief and wonder, she rests both hands upon his shoulders and puts gentle pressure on his body. He slides further inside her.
How are you doing this to me?
He asks, or he thinks he asks, but perhaps it's only in his head.
You're doing it, honey.
She whispers. He feels the lips of her vulva tight around his upper chest and back, constricting and enveloping him. He wonders what this would look like to somebody watching them. He wonders why he's not scared. And then he knows.
I worship you with my body.
He whispers, as she pushes him inside her. Her labia falls slickly across his face, and his eyes slip into darkness. She stretches on the bed like a huge cat, and then she yawns.
Yes,
She says.
you do.
The Nokia phone plays a high electrical transposition of the Ode to Joy. She picks it up and thumbs a key and puts the telephone to her ear. Her belly is flat, her labia small and closed. A sheen of sweat glistens on her forehead and on her upper lip.
Yeah.
She says, and then she says,
No, honey, he's not here. He's gone away.
she turns the telephone off before she flops out on the bed in the dark red room. And she stretches once more, and she closes her eyes, and she sleeps.